Chapter 705. Sage, are you feeling alright? In a dilapidated house in the 7th Wall district of the capital, young awakeners, now reduced to 3 from 5, knelt beside the sage, worry etched on their faces. The sage, with a wet cloth over his forehead and eyes, replied in a strained voice, I'm fine. It's just your well being that concerns me. Don't worry about us, this is nothing, another chimed in. Their numbers had dwindled. Longbottom and Ella had stayed behind to fend off Nahan, aiding their escape. Thanks to their sacrifice, the sage and remaining awakeners evaded the pursuing cavalry and took refuge in a house provided by Baron Runbow. But their relief was short-lived. Upon arrival, the sage had collapsed, and the other 3 suffered burns from Devron's flame powers during their escape. Unable to contact Baron Runbow or return to the Crown Prince's palace, their only option was to hide. Without Nezo's far-seeing ability and Juvi's power to shield a specific area, they would have been captured by the cavalry. Daimon, with the least injuries, tended to everyone as best he could. I'm sorry, my rash attempt to meet with Nahan had caused you harm, the sage lamented, causing their hearts to ache. In their minds, Nahan was a traitor, in league with the cavalry, jeopardizing the sage's mission. However, they couldn't dwell on that. Nezo, adjusting his broken glasses, spoke gravely. Sage, Longbottom and Ella, they are dead, aren't they? The sage sighed deeply and with evident difficulty replied, No, they're not dead. Then, but they would rather die than speak of us as they swore to me. Do you not remember? Nezo blinked, realization dawning. Yes, I remember. They made that oath to you right after leaving. And then you were so drained that you could hardly stand. They didn't question how the sage was so certain of Longbottom and Ella's survival, nor did they realize that his collapse was more due to exhaustion akin to overusing his powers than the burns. So, we worry less about them now. It's painful but inevitable. What should we do next? Once the number of patrolling soldiers decreases, one of you should contact Baron Runbow. He can reach out to Duke Tiarka and His Highness the Crown Prince for help. Daimon, being the least injured, took on this task. Despite his fear, he couldn't hide his excitement at being the only one they could rely on. Nezo and Joey frowned at his pleased demeanor, but the sage quickly encouraged him. Daimon, you're the only one we can trust now. You understand, don't you? Of course. Just rely on me. Not long after Daimon had left, disguised in a garb of a pilgrim to conceal his striking appearance, Baron Runbow arrived in a flurry. He was shocked to the point of nearly falling backward upon seeing the sage lying down. Sage, what has happened here? His Highness the Crown Prince has been extremely worried as you have not returned to the Bright Palace for days. A room there was nearly destroyed, and a servant was seriously injured by shards of a broken mirror. There was a little incident, the sage replied calmly, detachedly stating, I was betrayed and injured by an old ally who joined forces with the cavalry, preventing our return to the palace. Baron Runbow's expression grew grave upon hearing this. That explains it. There was an explosion in 5th Wall district or somewhere, and His Majesty the Emperor has deployed the cavalry everywhere, inspecting everyone entering the palace. After saying this, Baron Runbow glanced around with a slightly frightened look, lowering his voice. Moreover, recently I felt like someone has been investigating me, which has been quite unsettling. The sage's expression changed at those words. After a long contemplation, he slowly spoke. I intended to ask your help in entering the palace, Baron Runbow, but given the circumstances, it seems too dangerous to return. After a pause, the sage inquired, Is there a way to meet Duke Tiarka first? Baron Runbow shook his head with a troubled expression. The Duke wouldn't meet anyone possibly involved in the explosion. I trust you, Sage, but he doesn't. We haven't yet succeeded in infiltrating our people into the cavalry in the south, so how could he agree to meet? Any method is fine, just once. Is it still too difficult? The sage's eyes faintly glimmering as sweat trickled down his forehead. Baron Renbo, after a moment of silence, nodded like a puppet being pulled by strings. Actually, His Highness the Crown Prince recently reported to His Majesty about the Sun Palace intrusion, but all the suspects were released due to insufficient evidence, which greatly annoyed the Duke. I heard a rumor that he plans to take a brief tour with his youngest son to cool his head. The exact date is unknown, but it should be soon. Perhaps you could seize that opportunity. A tour? The sage appeared to ponder over Renbo's advice, considering it a good suggestion. Understood. Please inform me as soon as you have the exact date of this tour, and don't worry about the plan in the south. We will start that immediately. Inform Duke Diarca of this. Understanding his and your concerns about the expansion of the cavalry, we will do our utmost. Sage, you always understand my heart. It's a difficult task, but it's worth undertaking together. And please deliver this letter to His Highness the Crown Prince. It will ease his troubled mind. The sage produced a letter from within his clothes. The short letter, which did not reveal its author's identity, was heavily scented with the fragrance of the sachet the sage always carried. Those familiar with the sage would instantly recognize the owner of that scent. Baron Renbo, overjoyed, accepted the letter from the sage. The following day, Baron Renbo brought good news to the sage. Duke Diarca is setting out on his excursion this very evening. He plans to cool off by the lake in Fourth Wall District, where the evening sunset is beautiful. Fourth Wall District. Understood. And this is not good news, but two of the Awakeners who were arrested by the cavalry at the explosion site bit off their tongues and died yesterday. From the descriptions released, they seem to be your followers. At these words, the atmosphere turned chillingly cold. The young Awakeners bit their lips to cope with the shock. After Baron Renbo left, the sage sat in sad silence for a long time. The three young Awakeners following him also mourned and seethed with anger over the deaths of their comrades. It's all because of Nahan. If only we knew where he's gone. We have sent messages to our southern and central bases with Baron Renbo's help. If he heads up there, we will hear of it. Don't be too saddened. We will meet Longbottom and Ella in the sky one day. But Nahan, yes, that's also why I'm taking the risk to meet with Duke Diarca. The sage quietly consoled them, revealing his inner thoughts. I don't think these people died like the Awakeners that were following the sage. They will be similar to what happened to Hosanna. They will kind of like slowly wear off of that magic or Awakener power from sage. And I'm kind of concerned. Did he make them take an oath? I mean, if it is his power, that would be fine. But if it is an oath, that would be a problem. But Luzon is there, so I'm pretty sure he can break if there is a contract or oath. So I'm betting that those two are alive.